Hello. What happened?
I took it out just in case. There we go.
Okay, so I should turn it. We gotta turn you. Sorry. What happened?
I took it out. See, it's lagging.
Okay, so I should turn it. We gotta turn you. Sorry. Hello. Hello. Hi guys, I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Let some people join before we start.
I turned it off because it was like lagging. I was just gonna read from the chat too. Or do you want to hear that? Yeah, I muted it. I muted it, yeah. You got people
Hi.
in.
Hello.
Hello from Maryland. Oh my.
Is my camera good? I feel like I should be turned.
Do you want me to move it like back a little bit? Or?
No, I feel very narrow. I want it to be long. Sorry guys, my first live, so bear with me. I'm gonna start in a few minutes.
There we go. Oh, wait. Let me do it like this. There we go. You can see both now.
Okay, if you guys have any questions, just type it. I'm actually gonna be doing my assistant's nails. So she's reading all the comments. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes.
It's weird that it's laggy though. I don't know if I should like refresh it or something. First time joining.
Hi. This is my first live. This is your first time joining. This is my first live.
I hope my hands don't look crusty. Someone asked, does everyone use no lift primer? It's really expensive.
Yes, I use, okay, so for primer, I started using Young Nails. I've been using Young Nails forever. And then, so I was using Protein Bond. And all of a sudden I got a hold of Valentino and I said, let me see if my customers have any issues, and they love it. I have no drama. So I had to re-up on the Valentino. So I try to use either one of these are my go-to. You have it muted? Okay.
Because I don't want it to like the playback to like. And I'm just, you can't mind this. Not you.
I know it's lagging on our end.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Valentino always has a sale. So I got this is the first time I actually just got the dehydrator. So I just got it today. So you get a dehydrator, 2 primers, and a top coat. They have a special right now. So I definitely got that.
Said Young Nails.
Yeah, Young Nails was the go-to for a while.
You use YN. Yeah, they both use YN. I feel like most people use YN since they use Young Nails.
Yeah, Young Nails it is everything. However, guys, I have to say with Young Nails, the only issue I have with Young Nails is that it's so little, and it costs $10. Work smarter, not harder, and I run out of this. And let me tell you, I bought 2 of these with the last promotion. You see where this one is at? It literally lasted me probably about a month or more. No, it was more than a month. It lasted me a while, a lot longer than this. So I said, if it works just as good and I'm getting more for my money, that's what made me go with the Valentino. I'm gonna start in a second.
Okay. Yeah, it's so little. The Young Nails. I'm gonna say this. The Young Nails one is so little.
Yes, it is. It's a marketing technique. They know that it's their #1 product, yet they've yet to make it bigger because they know we're gonna pay for it. So, companies are gonna do what they need to do to make their money. So, first and foremost, I'm gonna be doing her nails. So we're gonna be doing a full set. I'm gonna start. I love Young Nails though. Don't get it twisted. So everything I use is a lot of Young Nails. So I always start with a little bit of swipe just to cleanse the nail. Even though customers come in, they wash their hands, I still like to just make sure I'm getting rid of all the oils and everything. So now I'm going to go in with my cuticle pusher, if I can find it. So this is what I use for this. It's a little bit of an abrasive. It's a sticker. And you just stick it to a little orange wood stick. So I really like using this, and then I can just toss it, especially for the feet. So I like to push this in, and actually scrapes up the nail plate as well. And pushes at the same time. I love it for pedicures because it gets rid of all that excess, like whatever you can't drill off of gel of the top coat and the color, it comes off too. How long have you guys been doing nails?
Which might be a little laggy.
I hate that we can't play music.
Mm.
music is like, it makes this go so quicker. You want to sing for them, Deja?
Monica said 1 year, but not in school yet.
Okay.
It's better than what I'm doing, right?
Let me tell you, I was doing nails forever before I decided. I was like, let me go to school if I'm gonna get serious. Look at all this that I got off of. I love this. It really gets rid of all that stuff.
Joshua said 2022. It was still kind of a newbie, but it's still a long time. It's like 2 years. She's still building her clientele.
Good. So after that, I go in with this cuticle safety bit. This is from Young Nails. I do like that it's longer and it has a longer shank, so it doesn't go all the way to the tip. I don't have to make sure anything. I can shove it in and it'll just, I know it's not gonna go in too much. I won't turn this on because of sound. It might make it a little loud. Let me see. I know how it is when I film. I usually don't turn it on. Okay, so. So I like this because it actually, like, especially when someone has a fill-in, this will actually get rid of anything that's lifting as well. So I don't even have to go in with my sanding band.
Oh, ask if you have gone to the premier beauty show in Florida.
I go every year and I'm dying that I'm not going this year. By the time I tried to look it up, everything was like sold out, and I have another trip in June and I can't take the days off. I'm sad. Next year I'm there for sure.
She asked if it's worth it.
It's always worth it. I love that show. It's so much free classes. Like, even if you don't want to spend money, you don't want to, like, you don't care about none of buying anything, it's just worth it for the education and the experience. And it's right on your iDrive, so there's like everything on iDrive. So I always go. I drag my mom. Sometimes I take my kid, and we make it a little fun thing as well.
She said I'm gonna try to go next year.
I will be there next year for sure. It's just this year I just was like, I can't. Let me tell you, the other week, because they had like early bird special, and I was like, well, maybe if I could find a hotel and a flight and this and that. For 2 days, I was hard trying to find like the perfect deal, and it was just like, all right, this is not meant to be. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the cuticle, and I don't do the sanding band. I think that's what I was trying to say. A lot of techs use the sanding band. The sanding band is very, very bad for the natural nails. You should not be using it on, I use it only when somebody has a fill-in, and I'm trying to I use this cuticle safety bit at first, and then I'll use the sanding band a little bit to blend it, or when I'm blending in the tip. But I do not use the sanding band on natural nails. It weakens the nail plate a lot. So now I'm just gonna file her nail. Her nails are pretty good, but we just want them even, so as they grow out under the tips, they'll be even. If I do see any type of hangnails, then I'll cut that. Normally I don't. Okay. So now I'm gonna put these tips on. So, trick for you guys, and I posted this before. When it comes to putting on your tips, the reason that you can move a lot quicker. Number one question people want to ask and new techs want to know is, how can I be quicker? And there's no straight answer to that. The answer is the little things you do that are time consuming. So I had a student and she was like trying on every single nail tip to see which one is the pinky. So I said, well, you know, a pinky is always 8 and 9. The pointer and the ring are the same one. So those are gonna be your 5 or 6. Majority of people are 5. Your middle finger is 4 or 3. Majority of people are 4. And your thumb is always gonna be 1 or 2. Most people are number 2. Start off there. So if I start off, boom, I'm always gonna grab 9. 9 doesn't work. I know I'm just gonna go to 8 or something like that. That's how we can speed up, shave off seconds of time. Because you see my tips are always going in certain numbers. And when you buy them locally wholesale, you can just replace certain numbers. You don't have to buy the whole thing again. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in here. I do enough glue so that it looks like it's going to fall, but it doesn't. I always turn it around so it doesn't drip back on me. Make that connection with the nail and then press back. If you have really good glue, it should dry in a few seconds. And that's how we avoid air pockets. If you get air pockets, try to rock it so the air pocket is on the sides. That way you can shoot some glue in from there. So again, I automatically know 5 is majority of people. She has a small one. Let's try 6. See, she has small nail plates. They're very narrow. So 6 is going to be, and again, whatever you switch out though, the rule goes the same. These two are usually the same number. Make that connection and go down. And it always helps to have someone's hand straight. Because if someone has a crooked finger, I don't want to put the nail on crooked based off the finger, but I don't want to put it on. So I want to have a nice evenness where even if her finger was crooked, my tip is still going to appear straight. That was that. You got small fingers, Asia. You do. That's how I can always tell when somebody has small fingers, because I'm not my usual numbers. So again, your middle is somebody's ring.
My mom says I smell everything. It's not.
You do. It's okay. It's good to have small fingers. Okay. So again, the ring. And sometimes if you forget, you look. Like, you know, I'll be like, what number was your thumb? And the thumbs always match. Always make the thumbs the same. Even if, a little tip from me to you, even if they're not the same, I will try my best to make the thumbs the same, because I don't know why people always tend to, oh God, I'm stuck to you. People always tend to compare the thumbs together. Put your fingers down. Yeah. People will always go like this. And when your thumbs aren't the same, they're going to be like, this thumb is bigger than this one. And then you have to get into the whole story about how this thumb is wired, and it bothers them. They want it to appear like everything's perfect and the same. So I will try my best. And what I'll do is I'll fix it with the acrylic and shaping so that it looks, but I'll make the tip the same. Just so many days in the shop of people having something to say. So I just learned to give them what they want. Okay, so while that's chilling, that hand goes back. Repeat. Again, try to mimic. One hand is always bigger than the other. That's another thing. So usually what one pinky is, the next hand is a little bit bigger. Again, for the sake of time, I'm going to start with what the other one was. I'm not going to assume.
What is your opinion on taking deposits?
Get that money. Take deposits. It's security. Your deposit is going to guarantee that they are taking it seriously. They respect your time, and you have to get deposits. I left my old booking site because I had a couple things go wrong, and I really was like, I need to start taking deposits, and I don't want to do this anymore. So I left Style Seat for Acuity for that sole reason. Get deposits. Even the girls that do like DM, appointments by DM, and they be like, you have to send your deposit. I don't know, I feel like it's so much work. Let's take an appointment by DM, go through my Cash App and my Zelle and make sure that so-and-so match this. And I don't know why people just don't have a booking. Like, it's so worth it. Booking sites are so worth it.
So the key thing is to have a booking site.
I mean, you could do deposits with a DM. That's how they do it. DM the appointment, and then you Cash App or Zelle. But I just think a booking site does it all for me. And policies. I had a student ask me the other day about policies, and she said, well, I put my policies on my Instagram, but you know, she didn't read it, so she didn't know. And I said, well, that's where you go wrong, and that's another reason why I like a site, is because when you check those policies, well, now I'm not a lawyer and I can't say this for sure, but if anything were to come up and you were to try to come for me in some type of civil court, by you checking that box that you read and agreed to my policies, whether you read and agreed to it or not, you check that box, I'm pretty sure that can hold me, that can play in my favor in some point in time, like if that were to be like a case. So that's why I like that stuff. Okay. How long we doing?
Not too long.
Not too long? What's not too long? I like a nail clipper. Just because I can see. I always say that. I feel like with these, it blocks your vision. And I can't see unless I'm cutting them like this. I like to cut down so I see exactly where I'm hitting. So, is this good? Shorter.
A little shorter.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. I don't do the magnet thing. That's just me. Some people do it. They sell it. I just go by eyeballs. It's just years of kind of knowing, and I like that with the clipper. I can take it off little by little. I always hold their hand up, look from the back, because looking at all of this is a little misleading. If you're looking from here to here, you can see better. Turn your head over. The other way.
Okay.
If you turn your hand over, I could see better the length. And then from there we can match it. So I usually, let's ballpark this. And then I'll match it up. Again, the thumb is a little off. Thumb and pinky are always a little off. You gotta just eyeball it, hold the hand up, look. So that looks about right to me. Let's match it up. She can come down a little bit more. All these nails should match. You should Always check. Don't just do the one next to it or its pair. Everybody should match. I do all variations to make sure that everybody matches. So what shape are we doing?
Almond.
Hmm?
Almond.
Almond or stiletto? You said pointy before. What kind of pointy you mean?
I was thinking of stiletto, but I was like, is that too much?
Stiletto becomes almond-ish after a while. It'll wear down.
We'll do stiletto.
Stiletto. Last call. Let me know.
I don't know.
Okay. You have about 40 more seconds to decide. So we have these guys that are the same, cuticle to cuticle. You want to cut. And again, I use this finger to really make sure when I gotta cut just a little bit off.
I'll do almond.
Almonds?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure they match before I move on. I want to make sure they match before I move on. Okay. And then I gotta make sure they match before I move on. Okay. Thumbs. Okay. So some people cut their shape with a scissor. You could do that. Like some people will use some type of fabric scissor. I had a coworker do this and she cut. That works for her. I just take the ends off because I know for the most part we're going to get to a point. So all I'm doing is cutting these corners off and the rest I can hand file. What's your favorite shape, guys? Or what's most popular? Actually, that's two questions. What you like to wear might not be what you like to do. So, what's your favorite shape of nail? So for almond, I'm gonna file. So what we want to do when we're filing, never file. I have a lot of students that will file like this. I can't see anything I'm doing if I file like this. You want to hold your file so I see exactly what I'm hitting. I'm holding her skin back over here so I can move faster. And I'm gonna flip it. I'm not gonna go like this and then go, wait, what did I do? What do they do? What do they do? I'm trying to think when the students do it. They do it like this.
Yeah, and then do it like.
No, you should. They go like this. Something like that. I feel like students do. You have to turn the finger so I see what I'm doing when I need to go for shape. So make sure this point comes directly in the middle. When you're doing stiletto, almond, it's very important. It comes in the middle. Hold it down. It's very important you move your customer. I don't care how much I move her. I need her to be steady and straight so I can make sure her nails are steady and straight. So I'm gonna hold it down this way. Lid on the left, lid on the right. Never go all the way on one side because then when it's gone, you cannot get it back. So we have stiletto, but you want almond. You sure?
I could do stiletto.
Oh my God, last call.
I don't know. I'll do stiletto. I'll do stiletto. Okay. Stiletto looks nice.
Okay. Relax your hand.
Okay.
So I'm going to come in here. Turn her finger. I'm still holding back skin so I don't slice her. A little bit at a time until I get that point. Okay. Nice and sharp. Stiletto and square. I love me some stilettos. I do. I feel like they're the easiest to do. Square? I don't know. I actually find that square could be difficult. Because square could be really fat. And not everybody likes their nails like that.
I know one of my friends has hers in a square and it's kind of fat.
It's a thing now. These long nails that these girls are doing. They're usually square. The extendos.
Like her nails are like they're really, really long.
So again, always turn her finger. I'm turning her finger. I'm never gonna file like this because I can't see what I'm doing. And again, when it's gone, it's gone. Even if it comes down to 1 and 1, better safe than sorry. And I'm always squeezing that skin right here back out of my way. Because that first file is me pushing skin back and basically blending in that side piece, making it nice and narrow. Your shape should start at your free edge, not anything sooner. Okay. You also want to make sure that when you are using your file, like I'm going really fast because I just work fast, but you want to make sure like if I want to file here, I want to stay here. If I want it to be here, you have to make sure that you see what you're filing. You can't just file the whole side because there's times where I might need to file up here, but I don't need to file down here or vice versa. So you want to make sure it's kind of like a rocking motion to see what you're filing. If I slow down what I'm doing, I'm going to be here. I start here. I'm going to blend that. I'm going to turn, skin back. I'm going to blend that. You see where my file is hitting? My file is only hitting right here. Then that takes care of that part for me. I bring it down. I'm here. This is where my file is at. I'm basically making sure this is going to come in and then this is going to come in. The last step is pointing out that tip. So I'm here. My file is not even hitting right here because I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this. What you don't see is now I'm starting to bring it closer to bring it that narrow in. Opposite side. It's not, don't turn your head a little. It's not touching the tip. And as I file, I'm slowly gonna start to bring in that corner. Then I'm gonna come down. So if this was coffin, this is where I would end it. But it's stiletto, and now I need to see the point. So I'm gonna come in, and my file is straight now on the side. I'm not coming in like this. It's straight down. Always support the tip too as I'm working. I don't want to be too rough. Remember, this is our foundation, so I don't want to be too rough with that nail. So now we have our stilettos all shaped. So now I go in with my mandrels. I just realized what I said. My sanding band. New one for every customer. Again, when we put our files in, we always leave a little bit of space. I usually let my finger stop me. So whenever it kind of squeezes the fat from my finger, that's how I stop it automatically. Give it a little space. So now I'm gonna just take my sanding band and go over that. I'm not gonna file this way because that can create a dent in the nail. I'm just gonna go over that one spot. The only time I go this way is when I need a corner and I see something's lifted. That's it. I don't touch right here. Again, you mess up the foundation of the nail when you drill over the whole entire thing. It's highly unnecessary. When I buff, that will take care of that. So I'm just going to blend this in again, only when I need to get a little bit. And you want to be quick when you do this. A lot of people think going slow helps them from not burning their customer, and it's actually opposite. I'm at a 10 right now with my drill. If I stay in one space slow and try to blend this in nice and slow at a low speed, I'm creating more heat and pressure on the nail plate, and it's actually worse than if you're quick at a higher speed. And you want to file it till you basically have this blended in and you don't really see any glue. Okay, that's all. That's the only blending I do. Literally, that's the only time I use that sanding band. And then I'm gonna go in with a buffer. I have my little minis right here. And now is when I'm gonna do the whole nail because we do want to remove the shine so we have some adhesion for the acrylic. So I'm just buffing all that out. Deja, can you handle these nails?
Yes, I can.
You're supposed to work tomorrow. You're going to be able to do your job with these nails?
Yes, I will. I will.
Part 2, guys. How to repair damaged nails. How to do a nail repair with the fill-in. Coming soon.
Nice.
I hope not.
Hope not, too. You'll be setting me up for failure.
All right. So, questions before we do application. Any questions, guys?
You have to give it like 2 seconds because it's kind of laggy.
So now let's start some applications. So for this, I'm going to be I use majority of Valentino. I do use some Young Nails, but I do like Valentino. So I have my Perfect Nude over here, Classic, Prettiest Pink. I buy these in the big boy. There's another Prettiest Pink. These are the main ones I use. I actually only just switched from Perfect to Classic, but these are my go-tos. Either somebody's a fan of more tan or they're a fan of more pink. I let them choose, or I go off their skin tone. Do you care?
You can go off my skin tone if you want. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
I'm digging Classic Nude right now. So I'm going to go with a Classic Nude. Okay, I want to give it a mix just because I got this little stir of Sheen. And I like to use it whenever I get a moment because it's super cute. No, but it helps to mix it up. I always use this as a little window seal. So again, I've been using usually I use whatever dehydrator, to be honest. I use Mia, I use Model Ones, I use whatever, Beetles. Like, I don't care when it comes to dehydrator. It's doing its job. Mia Secret has been the go-to, but again, I just got this in a deal. So I'm using this Valentino dehydrator. When we dehydrate, I want to make sure I am dehydrating the whole entire nail plate and the tip.
Oh, where do you get the rough dot stickers from the cuticle sticks?
That is on my Amazon storefront underneath client packs, client service packs, or something along those lines. I have it on my Amazon storefront. So trying to dehydrate the nail the whole entire way. I want to make sure we get all of that. Then I'm gonna go in with my young nails.
Valentino.
Sorry, thank you, Valentino.
See, that's how much you use young
See
nails.
something splash. That's why you don't open that ahead of time. So when you're priming the nail, you always want to make sure that you're not doing too much, because what could happen is you can actually flood the nail, and your primer will run back into the cuticle area, which is going to block adhesion. Because if you have a whole bunch of primer flooding, and then you try to put your acrylic on top, it's blocking it, and that is going to make for lifting immediately. When you are priming the nail, literally just enough. You don't need to go crazy when it comes to primer. You can use a little bit for a few nails. Be careful of the skin. This is how clients get allergic and sensitive to products. We just want a nice thin coat. Remember, this stuff is actually good stuff. When using good products, you don't need to use a lot of it. So I'm just gonna go around and I come down. That is all. Very, very little bit. Let me see if I can come down a little bit. So, my monomer. I don't know why that sound is so refreshing. It's almost like I'm drinking. Okay, so actually, I need to crunch this too much. So, I'm gonna go in with my little brush. I always clean my brush. I end it, making sure that it's flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off. I like to do one little dip, wipe it off. I just wanna wet it so it's nice and smooth. So I'm gonna dip my brush, wipe it. I'm gonna grab my ball, wait a second for it to turn. Then I'm gonna place my bead and fluff it into the cuticle area. Then I like to make sure that cuticle area is nice and flat. So I'm gonna put a lot of attention and pressure into the cuticle area, and the belly of the brush is just pushing this down. I don't go for one bead. That's not my thing. However many beads it takes. First bead. Second bead. I'll actually go over that. And now I want less by the cuticle because I want most of that bead to kind of come now all the way to the end. Like that. I don't want it to run off. I want it to stay. And these are a little long for her, so I'm actually gonna put a little bit here. This time I want to brush it back. So that she has some support. Because again, she has a very thin cuticle area. These are kind of long for her, but I want to make sure it's built up. And I also know that I am heavy-handed in filing, so I don't want to do it too thin. By the time I'm done filing, they're not going to last. So this is it from this side. What I can do is place another bead for my apex. And the trick for apex is place your bead, blend out all around. And literally just brush out the end. Then as it's starting to set, I can kind of lightly brush it down. I'm actually gonna do, I need to blend that bead a little bit more. So, and it looks like a lot for nails, but I file a lot. So again, I know myself. So that's the first nail. So second nail. You see you got a big bead. I'm gonna let that run. Yeah, this could have been a one bead. When you see you got it going to the end, I'm gonna let it run all the way to the end. That's how we save a little time. Second bead, I always do 2 beads by the cuticle. I never do one. You guys have any questions? Second nail. Again, you want to just wait, drop that bead, place it. And the problem with a lot of techs is they think that they need to be doing something with acrylic. You don't have to do anything. You are monitoring. That's what your brush is. You're not painting. You're not doing any of that. All you do is guide it. Your brush is to push it, to blend it, to move it. You are not painting it on. So majority of the time, it's just stop messing with it. Let it do its thing. I'm going to always hold the finger down because gravity is going to do what it does. And you see, I just need to guide it. All I'm focused on right now is just blending in the cuticle with a wet brush. This is running. I'm controlling it with the belly so it doesn't get too big. Then when I need it to stop, I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive and pat it down. Push it over. That is all. Okay, I'm gonna do one more bead. So again, we're just moving this right along. In a perfect world, I would try to get one bead, but it doesn't always work out like that. So I don't go in like that thinking I want to land this with one bead. I think knowing your brush size is another important thing. I love this brush that I'm using. It was a part of a collaboration I did a little while ago, and I just honestly really love it. And I was always more of a flat square brush, acrylic brush. And I'm like, oh, I don't like oval. That's just not me. I've always used flat square one. And I realized like having an oval brush, you see when I place that beam? It's literally in the shape of her cuticle. I don't have to do anything. It made it so much more easier. Okay, so sun, turn hand. Again. Some people tap, some people scoop. I like to tap. You always want to make sure everything changes. Like this didn't change. Sometimes it does take a second. It's bad. Get rid of it. That means the liquid and the powder did not hit for polymerization to happen, and you risk having air pockets. Open your hand. Thank you. And if you notice, I'm not really wiping by her cuticle too much, just because this brush is gonna have me, it's gonna let that bead land so perfectly. I don't need to even like wipe away. Open your hand a little. See, you just wipe a little. You want to have a little bit left on the side. Sometimes I'll put it where I need it to be. Thumbs are a little bit wider. I'm going to leave that. Focus on the end. You see, when I want it to stay, I'm going to hold her finger up, because if I don't want it to drip down in this scenario. I want it to go back. So I'm going to hold the finger flat and brush back so I can get that acrylic to stay in that spot. I want it right there. Hold it straight up so it doesn't jump back on you. Look at your nail from all angles. I still need a little here. Okay, so that is one hand application. You see why I love this color? It's like natural ombre. I don't know. It does what it does. So let me just show you a different scenario. Let me clean my brush. So I usually just soak it like this and spread it out, flatten it out, tap it out, let it hang like that. I want to show you a scenario of a different brush. Some of you have bigger brushes. Where's my big boy? Where are you? So if you are using a square of a big brush, this is a huge brush, right? Some of you like square brushes. This was the brush that I was using before I switched to the brush that I'm using now. So let me just show you if you are using a square brush. Let's just do this whole hand differently. Still, these brushes hold a lot of monomer, so you want to be mindful of that. I'm going to dip. I'm going to take some out just to make sure it's all wet. Dip. So this one I like to put it this way. I like to place it that way. But you see how now I have to like push it into the cuticle? I don't really like that it's giving me all this extra work, all this extra product. And now while I don't even like that, while it might be one bead, it's so much extra work. Let's do that again. Okay, that's better. I have to push this in. The monomer is actually making it runnier, so I have to control it more. And while I did get coverage on the whole nail, she ended up getting so much more liquid all around her finger. And then I have to do the corners so I could get by the cuticle. I just think it's more work now. I use this when somebody has wide hands or they have really long nails. I say like, I really just want to hurry this up. I'll use this brush. And for toes, big toes, that's it. She got so much more product on her skin. So again, a lot less beads, but at what cost to your client? So you want to be mindful of that when it comes to these square brushes. So even laying it down like this, you still gotta put much more product on, and it does leak a little bit more. So, and it actually fumes a lot. This gives you a lot more monomer on your towel. Going back to this guy. Again, it does all the work for me.
Yeah, one of the questions is, have you always wanted to be a nail tech? I was waiting until you finished that.
Oh, I started doing nails when I was like 9, and I knew I wanted to be a nail tech. By the time I was like 12, I did other things, but I knew nails was it.
No.
I know. I remember one Christmas, funny story. I remember one Christmas, I think I was like 9 or 10, and I wanted to drill. So I was at the point where I was like messing around with nails and painting and stuff. I wasn't doing, I think I was using like the little Kiss stuff in Rite Aid and stuff, and just messing up my whole finger and everything. So I said to my mom, I want a nail drill. So when I said drill, again, let's go way back in a time where there is no Amazon, there's no wholesale beauty supply stores, none of that. So she had to go to the local beauty supply store and get me a drill. When I say drill, I meant like those little manicure drills, like the little cheapy ones. So she ends up, Christmas comes, I end up opening up all the gifts, and I didn't see my drill. I was devastated. So my sister ends up telling my mom, like, you know, Keisha really wanted the drill. You didn't get a drill? So she goes, no, I thought that was like a thing, like a joke. Like, she didn't really want that? She really wanted that? She goes, yeah, like, that's the only thing she wanted. And so she ended up, she was like, okay, I'll be right back. I think I left something in the car. She ran out to the store, got me the nail drill, came back, I guess, wrapped it, and was like, oh, I think you forgot this one gift. And I was so happy because that was all I wanted that Christmas was like a nail drill, because that was going to make it like official.
You're like, I'm officially a nail tech.
I know.
Yeah, look at that.
That's why I had this conversation with my students the other day that like, I was like, you guys are so lucky that you're able to have all these things. Like, I had to hunt to find products to use and play with and stuff. It was nothing. I mean, eventually Sally Beauty Supply, you know, they came around and it was easier with them, and I just used all Sally's stuff. But it was really, really hard trying to do nails when I was younger. Even finding a school, I had option like two. I had two options. Empire claims to be around, but I don't remember them. It was just hard. So you guys want to do nails, you could just go online and buy everything. You can go on YouTube and learn everything. Like, I had to be like, okay, this is it. I got to teach myself. Okay, so See how this goes with this. I love this brush. And this is not pitching this brush by any means. I just am obsessed with this brush. So it is the name is off. It's Kolinsky. I think this is like their number 12. They only literally sell one brush. It's on my Amazon storefront or in my Instagram link. It's Dashboard Beauty. Again, I used it because, you know, we had a collaboration. And I was like, okay, let me just use this. And I haven't put it down since. And I haven't lost any hairs. I have, like, when I say I love this brush, it's one of the best that I've probably ever used from a brand that I've never even heard of. And I was using the Young Nails before that, the Greg brush. So, not an ad, just saying. Okay. Last finger again. Take that bead. I like that. Place it with the thumb. It's not so, you know, you gotta spread it out a little bit, but that's my focus. Spreading out that thumb and blending that in. That's my starting point. The rest of it I can work out. I'll put another bead here. Blend this guy out, blend this back. Okay, last bead on the tip. You see, I want to just work it and then blend it back. I have a trick for you guys to show you about the apex. So you notice I didn't really focus on the apex, but we need to put some structure in these nails. So I'm going to show you a trick on how do we get structure in a nail without building any structure. Because when I do nails, I don't really focus on the apex. You see, I'm just coverage. That's our focus. I deal with the rest when we file. Okay. A smidge more just because that makes me feel better. Okay. This hand is done. Let me see that hand. So we have Ulta Nails application again. I just press my brush in, turn it a little bit, make sure I get all that stuff out. Wipe it on the side. Tap it to release it. Sometimes I'll press it, but most of the time if I rub it, it's good. Let it hang out like that. Okay. Get rid of that. Be careful, they're not dry. So for this, I like to go in with, I have a 180. What I have here, this is actually a reusable file. Not a huge fan, not gonna lie, but I had them, I need to use them. I like that I can change it per customer. In the middle is stainless steel, so I can disinfect it. And I think I laid it on wrong. It's all good. I just need a 180. I didn't want to buy any 180s. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the moral of that. I was like, I'm gonna use what I have. For shape, I have a 80/80. First thing I'm gonna do, I already know they're dry. We can test it. Gives you that tapping sound. We know they're dry. I'm gonna push back the side so I don't cut her. Make sure her hand is even. You will always see me adjusting my plane because we gotta make sure it's even. And I wanna really press and make sure that I have all that acrylic on the side. So the first thing I do, very similar to when I did the tip. I'm just basically going over and doing that same method. So again, I'm on the side. I'm filing right here to make sure I blend this in. And then I'm going back to file the shape. Your nail should be straight when you are done. Come back a little. Same concept, turn the hand, file, turn. I'm filing right here. And I'm coming towards the edge to make sure that she's nice and straight. Nice and straight. And we have that point. Okay. Same thing on all of these. So again, I'm only gonna do one hand at a time with this just because I know I tend to work a little fast and I know that thumb is not dry yet. So I'm gonna do everything on this hand first. Holding the skin back, filing it on the side. So all the nails, turn it to the side, should be straight on the side. We want them straight. That doesn't affect the stiletto-ness. So now I'm gonna take my 180. If I had I think I have an old, okay, I also have one of these, it's old. So this is a 180 240 file. Just anything a little bit softer than an 80-80. 80-80 will actually mess up your nails. So what you don't realize is that actually acrylic actually takes about 48 hours to set. It appears hard enough because we can file it, but chemically it doesn't set and it doesn't get to its peak till about 48 hours. So if we start filing with a very abrasive file, we're actually interrupting that process and that can cause damage to your client. So anytime you're filing on top of the nail, you want to file one minimally, and two, you want to make sure that you're using something that's not going to scrape. These leave dents and everything into the nail, which leads to more buffing. It's just unnecessary. So I'm gonna go and file on the top. Let me use this good one. What I do is I file by the cuticle. If I hold her hand, tilt your hand up. My file is actually not touching any of the rest of it. I'm only by her cuticle. So what I'm going to do is file by the cuticle, and I'm going to file the edge. I'm going to leave the middle section alone. That is how I'm going to file around the apex. So instead of spending time building up an apex, make your nail a decent size, file around it. So I'm gonna file, I'm at an edge angle. I'm gonna file down. I'm going over. You see I'm kind of filing all in one motion, in a scooping motion. So I'm filing it down. Sometimes I'll even hold their hand. And with this finger, I'm blocking it. One, so I don't cut her. Two, so I don't file too far back. And I still can get my C curve. So I'm gonna file like this. So I'm gonna get my C curve, plus I'm gonna get my apex in one motion. I can sometimes just do it from the side like this. But I'm gonna file down. Going down is gonna keep your nail narrow. If you file flat, you're gonna ruin everything. If you file down, it'll keep it nice and narrow without actually removing product. So now I have my nice C curve. I have a little bit of apex. Remember, I'm still gonna go over this with the file. This is just preliminary. Say it. You can't say preliminary. I'm saying that Yes, you know what I'm
You're
saying.
messing me up. So you're trying to say it, and then I'm trying to say what you're trying to say. So I'm saying it the way you're saying it.
Yes, you get it.
Oh God.
Preliminary. No, that's, I feel like that's so wrong. So even if I take my file, right, and you see what I'm doing, like I'm going fast right now, but when I'm done, you can see what I filed. You can see I just filed right here. I didn't really go anywhere else with the nail. And then I'm gonna file on the end. Again, I like to go down, over, down. You can do this. You risk narrowing the nail that way. If you keep it like this motion and soft. Once you file again, when it's gone, it's gone. I want to keep it nice and narrow, but I don't want to take too much off. So I'm just going to file by the cuticle, at the end. But you see the only part that doesn't have any filings on it is there. I want to keep that apex. Or I could do like this. This works really well, holding it like this when you have square, because a square nail, you see that C curve. You can see a C curve in stiletto and stuff, but you really see it when you're doing square. So I find myself doing that motion more so when I have square. Again, I'm only filing by the cuticle. This is why I also like to use a very soft file, so I don't overshoot that by any chance. Keeping it nice and narrow. Trying to not mess with the shape too much, because once I do that initial shaping on the side, I don't really touch the edge too much, because next thing you know, you lost too much and now you got to make all the nails. But you see, this is untouched. I want to keep this. I want to rough this up, rough that up. I want to not file this area as much as possible. So this is initial filing. This color is so pretty on you. This just looks gorgeous.
I think you use this on me a lot. You use this one and the other one, I think.
I don't know. Maybe I've been looking at Perfect Nude so long that now I'm like stunned by this other one. They're so the same thing for the most part, though. So again, I'm gonna file the sides. Now I'm back with that 80-80. And you could do this all with a 180. If you have a 180 file, that's like your go-to. You can do this whole entire process with a 180. Sides, top, everything. That's why it's like the best. I'm like, I'm close. Who's close? Who's at the door? Okay. Make sure you get nice and sharp. Again, so we have it nice and straight. It should be straight. If you find that you're not getting your nail straight, you can always come under. Just be careful you don't slice somebody when you do that. You always want to be mindful when you do that. So again, I'm just gonna file on the top. And I like to do a little bit of hand filing, a little bit of e-filing. I never do all hand filing. I never do all e-filing. This gives me control. E-filing is fast. I do that to just fine tune everything, but that hand filing, I have a lot of control over the shape. So I'm just gonna file again here. Oops. And then I'll go in with my e-file. So for this, I use a carbide bit. This is a mess. Hold on. All right. Carbide bit for shaping, always. If you are still new, cuticle safety carbide, recommend it. I'm going with a regular carbide bit. I got this at a trade show. If you're asking why is it so long, I don't know. It came like that. So what I'll do is start by the cuticle. Again, make sure the cuticle is blended. And then I actually like to just can't wear gloves and file. I don't know how people wear gloves. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm actually lifting her finger up. So if I start here and I'm going left and right, I don't want to have to be in control of going down. I'm going to move her hand up, so I'm naturally going to get that arch. Go on the side, look from the side. I can even file this way so that it's going to give me my apex. So turn this to the side. I don't know if that helps. You can see this now. Okay. So again, why? I knew that was gonna happen again. I gotta get rid of this. I can't draw with this. All right. Now we're back. So by the cuticle, coming down to blend that in. This way. And again, lifting her finger till I get all the way to the tip. Then a little bit on the left and then on the right. And you can hold it like this to see that it's even. Sometimes I'll do like that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so by the cuticle, take your time. If you have to hold it back, that's fine, but take your time by the cuticle. Make sure you're really where you need to be. Again, sometimes I will just quickly go over it because I did do all of that with my hand file. So I don't really need to go over it, but I do like to just lift the hand up like that. Okay. So for this one, and this is how we get a nice blended cuticle. Nice and clean. Again, if I need to fix that, bring that over a little bit. Nice and clean. Nice and thin. Other hand. Same thing. Always start by the cuticle. And I always just kind of don't go straight in one motion. Baby, I bump it so I see exactly where I'm landing. Only up here is when I get fast. Ooh, shit. These gloves do not like me.
You don't usually like,
I know, I hate gloves.
You don't do gloves.
I know. I know.
Gloves are not your thing.
That's why. That's the only reason why gloves are never my thing. Because they don't like me. Okay? If you get a little shy too, guys, what I tell my students is hold somebody's cuticle. If you're scared to go fast, because that's a big thing. People don't, you should never go fast by the cuticle. You see, years and years, I'm still slow. Because I want to make sure, one, I don't want to press down, give too much pressure. I don't want to cut them. It's a lot of things. So I'm always slow when I'm in this area. The minute that I'm done, it's whatever you want. If you are worried, you can cover this. So boom, if I hit somebody, I'm going to hit me. So I could go fast if I'm going to do that. Okay. Always look at your nails from all angles too. You want to make sure that you see your nails from this angle, from the side, and from here. Because sometimes the tip, especially square, one side will be more flat than the other. So you always want to make sure you look at your nails. I always look at it as I'm filing. So now that that's done, that's all that the e-file I'll do. I'll just go back over roughly with this file. This is the 8080, just to make sure it is flat, it's square, I mean whatever shape it's going to be, sharp, even. And always check in with your client. How do they look? Are they good?
See, they are.
They are. Great.
I'm admiring them from the side.
Well, if they weren't, you got exactly what you paid for. So now that is all. So this is before buffing. Just so you guys see. You'll see better when she's not all dusty.
Dusty, yeah.
You go buff. When I buff, I like to go straight across, turn, to go down. Again, this keeps the nails narrow. I'm never taking off product. I'm always just making it appear more narrow. This way, I'm going to hold her finger this way, and I'm going to go down, or just kind of go up, but then you risk messing with their skin. So, tilt, tilt, straight, under, with this side facing them, a little bit like that. And again, people think that takes off the edge. It doesn't, because what I'm doing is my buffer's here. I'm not touching that tip. We're gonna remove that, but keep it nice and sharp. So straight across. So the side. So the other side. Under. You see that stuff that flies? But look how sharp that is. I didn't get rid of anything. It's gonna dull down. The first 24 hours, you're gonna be like, be careful doing stuff. You're gonna poke yourself. But it dulls down. I think I was telling your mom when I did my nails the other weekend on day one with these leggings.
Oh, yeah.
Whole. I was like, okay, you guys are like a little too sharp. With the hem. Make sure you get all those little fuzzies. Try to get anything that you see underneath. If this was a fill-in, I would clean underneath. because it's a new set. I know there's nothing underneath there. I was looking as I was filing, but there's nothing really underneath there. But you want to get rid of anything that your client will also just stick their finger in their mouth and pick, because that's what girls would do. You want to ensure you don't have them mess up their nail and your work and their nails and all that by digging and doing stuff themselves. Okay, done and done. Okay, so you guys see, final product. These are her nails. Side profile, hold the thumb down, under, but they look pretty good. Love this color. Okay. So now we paint. So we have decided to do we've decided to do, oh sorry, I'm trying to clean this. What are we doing? We're gonna do some aura nails with a little bit of this 3D rose thing from Molding Clay that I've seen everywhere, and I'm trying to give you guys as many options as possible. I gotta put my gloves back on. So I want to use, we're gonna use this Madame Glam pink. It's called Pink Madness. I have my Beatles black, and I have some Valentino powder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do aura nails, but I'm gonna do a different trick. I'm not gonna use my airbrush machine. I know you wanted to see the airbrush machine, but I did not feel like having that decide. It didn't want to work for me tonight, so I'm gonna do aura in a different way. So in case those of you that don't have an airbrush machine, you can see how that's done. I'm gonna be using this molding clay that I bought to create this 3D flower, and then I'm going to be using some iridescent kind of glitter chrome on top of that flower. So, and we're gonna do a Frenchie on one of them. So I'm kind of freestyling it. I know what it should look like in my mind, but we're gonna make this come out. Okay, so hand please. First and foremost, I need to wipe these nails, get all that dust. And I always like to have a little bit of acetone. I like to clean up a lot, so I always have my acetone here. That's inside for now. I always have an old brush that becomes my little cleanup brush. I don't know what this brush was, but this is my little cleanup brush for everything. So the first thing is I'm gonna paint these nails black. Again, I did a video on this not too long ago, but when we are doing polish with gel. Gel likes thin. Black is a color that likes to curdle up and be a hot mess and make sure it's not cure and not cure itself. So I like to do black, and I like to make sure I can kind of get away with it with one coat. So I'm gonna put that in and paint it. So I can immediately tell I need to do 2 coats. I tried. So once I see that, I'm gonna make sure that I go back and it's really good. Make sure you get the size, and you can clean up gel. Do not wait. Clean it up immediately. So we have 3 fingers that are gonna be like this. you guys have any questions? Okay, I'm gonna wipe this. Okay. So this now is going to be solid pink. So this is the Frenchie. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I like to save French for last sometimes. One, because most of the time it needs one coat, and two, it moves and I want to cure it immediately. So I always save Frenchie for last. And think about what you're doing when it comes to nail art, so you know, okay, what do I need to be working on first? I know I got to do this before I do chrome. I know I got to do this part before I do that. So that plays a large part as well. I'm just going to duplicate this again. I'm not going to switch anything up. What was it? What do we do? This one?
Yeah.
So if you get anything, especially dark colors on the cuticle or the skin, you want to make sure that you wipe it off immediately, because gel will cure on the skin and be a mess. Make sure your clients turn their hand in the machine to cure that underside of the polish, no matter what color. Got the pink. Pink right now is giving everything. Put that in. So one more coat of that. Not brush, whatever technique you're using. The bigger the contrast, the better. I had posted on my Instagram of pink on pink. That was nice, but that took us a bit to realize, like, okay, we gotta go darker, we gotta go really lighter. You really want to contrast, so you see that difference. Okay. Sorry. I froze. Okay. Wait. Oh, damn. You put that in?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I needed to wipe that. See? When your clients don't listen. Oh, deja. Put that in.
Sorry. Oh, okay. One question is, how do you do custom colors, or do you try?
As in polish or acrylic?
You can say both.
For colors, I'll mix them on a palette if it's gel polish, but I usually don't do custom gel colors, to be honest. That's a lot of work. Acrylic, I'll mix it. I always have like another one of these on the side, and I'll just mix it. I'll put a nude and I'll add glitter. I'll do it like that. I rather just do acrylic for somebody, but gel polish, no, not so much. But you mix it, Google it, mix it, test it out. Okay. Be careful with this nail, you hit it on the way in. This, just in general.
Okay.
So I see the tip is missing polish, so you hit it. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with my long brush. I usually just wet it a little bit. So we're gonna do Frenchie for the middle finger in the same pink. So for that, I'm gonna dip my brush in. Make sure I get enough because I'm trying to do this in one coat. I hate having to do two coats with French. What is it? Relax your hand. So what I'm gonna do is the A method. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go X, down, start here, down. So the point is that I'm making sure these two are the same on the side. Then I'm just gonna round this out. And then I'm gonna just fill this in. If you need to clean it up, fine. Actually, a little deeper. A little deeper. And then I can clean that up. Brush this down. I'm gonna go back over it. Okay. that. Put that in. I made a whole mess. Like, for real. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm going to start down more because I know I went more deeper. I'm going to do my X deeper. Oops. My brush is too long. I started, so I'm going to just make it work. Are you cold, Asia? You okay? Oh. No. I thought I felt you shiver.
No. I was trying to see if it turns back on.
Oh.
So my body probably had something that made it work.
How many of you are Frenchy girls? I feel like when you get it, you just stop. You gotta stop. Because you could get really annoyed with French. Like, I've literally come to almost hate French. I got so OCD, like, it drives me crazy. And I have to do it 10 times. I'm like, oh my God. It could get very, like, tedious. Okay. One little mistake will mess up the whole thing, and then you gotta start all over. Alright, put that in. That's why we're only doing one French today. So, that was that. Do I need to do it again? I think the color is fine. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it one more time. Let me downgrade my brush. Oops.
That's not ma'am.
My brush is a little bit. I'm gonna go back over it. It's not giving the hot pink out, so I'll go back. Just a little bit. That's better.
Miss Monica said acrylic too.
Oh yeah. Again, I've only done like custom glitter, like a nude. I've lightened up a color and added clear. I've done that like once or twice. Not a whole bunch. I have a lot of these Valentino colors, like a lot. So luckily I don't really have to make a lot of colors because I probably haven't. So I just haven't had to do it.
I think she's saying she's using like acrylic girly. Because I know you asked
No, I think it was a gel. The Frenchie was. Okay, put that in. And just a little trick too, guys. You can always file your French. I have to do a video on that, on French when I do toes, because I was doing something realizing that this is a little bit of a trick that I don't know if a lot of people know about. But you file your French to get the sharpness. You don't have to spend hours and hours trying to do it yourself. Like at the end, when there's top coat, I'll put that stuff in. Okay, so now we know what this is gonna be. This is going to be French with something. All right, let's do this. So what I'm gonna do for this aura nail is I'm gonna grab, while this is nice and tacky, and I've never done this before, so we're gonna see if this works. I'm gonna take a little bit of this pink that I have, which kind of matches this. That was the vibe. How did you get on here already? What I'm going to do is take a little bit of it. And I'm just going to blend it in the middle of the nail.
Looks like cheese dough dust.
Hmm?
Looks like pink cheese dough dust.
Let me see if it did anything. This is what live is. This is me trying this for the very first time. Okay, it did something. I don't know if I like these. They scratched you. I like these better. They look exactly the same, but let me just. There's a bunch of it too, actually. So I'm going to spread that all on. So it's great. Scratched you. It'll come out. It's not as bright as I wanted it to be. I'm gonna clean up the edge a little bit. Let's see. I have another method I want to test. Eek.
See? They telling you got it, see? So now the method works. You see that the method works.
You know me. I want to test something. And it's crazy because sometimes with these Valentinos, let me come down. My thing is like disconnecting.
Oh yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. It keeps like, I can't see the top of my phone and it's telling me to reconnect. Okay. So I'm curing. What I did was I put base coat on one nail, and I have this nail art foil blue. I'm curious to see if I could get that pigment to stick a lot more with either one of these. So this has base. Let's see. Sorry, guys. So this one came out okay. But this one is like weird looking.
Which one?
This one.
Yeah, it's like too big.
It's too big. Okay. No, not too big. It's too... I didn't care for the, whatchamacallit. Okay.
So was the base coat, base gel?
So I like
the base coat, base gel?
So I like the base. I like the base the most. So I'm gonna go base. Okay, so I'm painting base. That was the better one. Put that hand in. Just watch it, make sure it doesn't really glitch. Okay. I think, and I get a delayed response when it posts, but this, so. Okay, this is gonna be something else. That was a flower. Was the flower. Okay, other hand. Hmm? One measly gem. My client wants a rhinestone. Just one.
Oh, someone was just suggested it means white and pink for the see which one work. Maybe. The next time we may try white.
You.
The suggestion is very much.
I really the whole airbrush thing with the really easy, but and I didn't want to make it too bulky. So that was my worry with that. I did want it subtle because I know it's black on pink. So I wanted it to have a little bit more darker vibes. Okay, so I'm going to cover this with top coat.
What did you want to do for the French?
We can put something on it. But right now, okay, no. When top coat is on it, okay, it's giving. That's what I wanted, dark kind of gothy vibes. Does that make sense?
I take that. I love gothy.
Yeah, I wanted it to be. Okay, I doubted it. See, you know, sometimes you gotta just see how it plays out. Okay, I'm taking it. once I do the top coat. Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that. But what I was saying was that when I put the, I notice it when I see like, I'll just leave. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, pushed it. I'll do a little stone. She wants stones. Let's do it. I'll give you stones.
Yay!
But
My measly stone.
okay, on top of this one,
Pencil.
I do want to add a little bit of this glitter that I have. Give it some star-like look. I'm gonna place one dot. Smaller. Take my brush and kind of give it a little. I don't know. It's reminding me, it's giving Galaxy. So this is the vibe now.
First it was God, and now it's
I don't
Galaxy.
know. It was God, now it's Galaxy-ish. I don't know. This is the nail art part. You make it work. She can actually throw this in. And then on top. It's fine. It's just.
Try to be careful though.
This is a mess. This is a mess. I hate a mess. I'm sorry it keeps glitching. It must be the Wi-Fi. Let me see that one.
Which one?
That one. And it looks like a pink massacre.
A pink bloodbath.
I'm gonna say Red Wedding. You ever saw Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
For the first time? Have you seen it? Game of Thrones?
Yes, and not all of it.
Oh my
I
god.
haven't seen it.
How did you not finish? Oh my goodness, Game of Thrones. Woof, woof. That was my COVID thing. I was like, hold on, I gotta work to finish COVID. And I work from home. That was the sad part. Who calls out and works from home to watch TV? No, it was really sad. That show was very addicting. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is with this molding clear stuff, take a ball of it. All right, this could be tricky because it could be different. You gotta make sure you get your balls the same sizes. So I'm gonna just ball it up. All right. Hand, please.
This one?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm gonna take it. It's hard to see on camera, but it's a thin little ball. I'm gonna place it on the nail. Or see, that's too big. Sorry, I hate you.
You're good.
So what I'm gonna do is and it's still too big. Okay, I can't.
You and gloves are just
All right,
not a match.
I gotta get in there. I gotta feel. I gotta feel what I'm doing because I actually need it to be a lot less than what I think I need. So once you take a little ball, I'm gonna place it on the nail. Bend your fingers, relax your hand. And what I love about these is I can actually just take, once I get it in a bowl, so once you have it in a ball, I'm gonna take my orange wood stick and I'm just going to press it out. So this is gonna help me get my flower. The same way you would with an acrylic flower, but it's just nicer that that it doesn't really move, whereas you have with an acrylic flower. So again, you want to start in the middle, work your way to kind of create that petal. You can make some little indentations. It's very hard to see on camera because this is clear. Press too much. I don't like this. Let me try this one. This is too thick. Let's start over. Okay. And that's so big. What's the smart way to do this? I think to take one ball and cut it in 3 so that I have 3 even balls. So I'm gonna place one right there just to be out of my way. 2. And then the last one. You gotta relax your hand. I know you want to see, but it's not for you to see. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I know you want to see, Deja, but I gotta have you bend your finger.
I wasn't sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't like this. I don't like this stuff from this. Sorry, guys. Poor guy. Take my bead. Place it again. This is on top of top coat, whatever. So I know. And spread it out with this brush. And this is a brush. I love this brush. So I'm doing an acrylic 3D flower because that other stuff was not. It wasn't working out. I don't like it. I just got it today, to be honest. And I don't like that either. Bead. Put your brush down. Do a nice fat petal.
Liz says she doesn't like the molding stuff either.
Yeah, have you tried that brand?
I don't think she just likes it in general. She's about to say try acrylic.
Mm-hmm. I quit real quick. Funny, but I used Kiara Sky's Flex Gel. And I had a whole video, I just demoed it. I just played around with it. I didn't really like use it. But I thought it was cool. Nope. But I end up giving the Flex Gel away. So I didn't have it. What time is it? I know, I'm on my phone. Okay.
I can take it off for a second. 10:18.
Okay. So I always like to do my flowers, petals, and all that stuff. I always like to do them in, on top of top coat because I like to leave matte. Even painting it matte is not the same. I just don't like that. That's me. I feel like you make all the details with it and then you can just keep it and see it, even covering it in matte top coat. All right, so something else we're trying today, because apparently this is debut, all the stuff that I've never used before on live. I'm gonna try. I wanted to try this iridescent stuff I got. I don't know what brand this is. They say 123, but we don't know what that means. So nice.
It was blue.
Oh. I don't know if I wanted that.
It's blue. Didn't you already open this one?
I don't even know.
It's
Oh
blue.
my god. How many hate chrome? I hate chrome. Oh my god. I hate chrome. I love chrome and I hate it. So is this red? Okay, let me see what this is while your hand dries.
Okay.
I think I want this one though. Okay, I didn't really want it to do too much. I just wanted it to have a little something. Let's see. I didn't really want it to chrome. To be honest, I don't really like it. It's not giving what I want it to give. No. What I'd rather do is take a little bit of white. So this is my nasty young nails white. And what I'm gonna do is
So you got glitter bomb for nothing.
That's it. All of that, everything that I bought to try to use totally backfired. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of top coat on my palette. And a little mix that together to give me a marshmallowy color. When I need more white, I dip in the white. When I need more clear, that's the outline of this flower, but not really. Okay, so I just want to outline it, let it be a little runny. So cure that. So what I'm doing is going over it and white on the edge. And when I want to dull it, just dip into clear. And it'll kind of get into those nooks and crannies that I created. Okay, put that in. Actually, that didn't show. I'm going to give her her little rhinestones. And
Yay.
so let's put a stone in the middle of these guys. Actually, throw that in. Throw that in. So because this looks a little spacey, I'm gonna do a couple little dots on this one, just so it looks a little galaxy-ish. And then this has some type of stars. Okay, put that in. I actually think I'm gonna leave the French.
I like your setup.
Thank you. This looks like a hot mess.
I like your angle. I like your top angle.
All I see is this pink massacre. I'm like, I want to just wipe this all away. Thank you. All right, so we gotta put top coat on these. Everything, actually. I'm gonna put more top coat on these. This one, what I'll do is I'll put top coat on everything else again except the flower. Just because, actually this is different. This was clear and the white will stick out so it could be shiny. So the whole thing. And this Frenchie stays Frenchie. I'm gonna clean up the sides after it's done.
Sorry if
Hmm?
Sorry if
You're,
I felt like I was thinking.
put that in.
While that dries.
I know. This whole thing right now, I can't with this mess. This drives me crazy.
Wait a minute.
Yes. It doesn't help, but I just gotta get it out of my way. I gotta clean up. I just realized that's like a straight line. Like creepy galaxy. Alright, so for this one, this Frenchie, I'm just gonna clean it up like I said afterwards. Relax your hand. I'll even go a little on the side. Just crisp that line up. And no, I'm using a 180, so it's not doing anything crazy to break the seal of the top coat. Can't do it.
How did you drench it?
I want to add a little bit of water. And apparently, I didn't want it to dry out by the time we were done. But that is not a problem here. Okay, I'm gonna wipe her off. Okay, you see that hand? That hand's done.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
She's done. Go back. This done. Looks like you got like some weird alien thing. Oh well, no. Where's my nippers? Oh. What is this? Paint. Oh. Okay, done. I'm gonna post this on my Instagram. So we have some little, I don't even know, Laura, Frenchie. Cutesy. I'm not mad at it, considering what we had to go through right now to get here. I'm not mad at it.
Neither am I.
Thank you. All right, guys. All right, all done. Again, I'm gonna post this on my Instagram, the final look, so you can see it up close. Let me get my photos right now. So, thank you for joining, guys. I will post this video. You can watch it back. Sorry for all the glitching. The next one will be better. Have a good night.
Bye bye.